I'm Shaista from STEM Education. Today we are going to study science, subject science and chapter investigating plant of year 5. I hope it is visible now. If not, so I'm writing the name. In this chapter, we are going to study about the about plant growth, how a new plant grow, what is the process, what is the procedure. So a new plant grow. So we have to study about the seeds, about the fruits, about the plant, and the part of the fruit, many more things. Fine. So first of all, the basic thing, you know, that how a plant, how a sapling grows. So we need a seed because they are around ourselves. If you see, so there are so many different type of plant you can see. Some need seeds to grow in a sapling. It means that some are seeds. Some plants which grow with seeds and some are without seeds. They grow without seeds. For example, rose, they don't need seed, but there are many more plants which grow with the help of seeds. So in this chapter, this is our first topic which we are going to study about the seeds and fruits. Seeds and fruit. How a plant grows through a seeds. Seed. Where do you find seeds inside the plant? Obviously, in the fruit. Whenever you eat different kind of fruit, like you must have eaten different kind of fruit like mangoes, apple, pears, and many more. So, have you ever find a seed? Of course, you find seed. So, we find seed inside the fruit. Fine. Where do we find seeds? So, we find seeds inside the fruit. Inside the fruit. Hope it is visible. We find seeds inside the fruit and it can be of different shape and size. Have you ever seen that every seeds are of same size? No, which is not possible because when you eat a mango, you will observe that the seed of mango is quite large. But when you eat apple, you will see or you will observe that the seeds of apple is quite smaller. No, it's a tiny seed. So the seed is what? Seed is different in size. Seeds are different in size in different types of fruits. Different in size. We find seeds are different in size and shape also. Size and shape also. Isn't it? Yes, of course it is. Fine. So for example, if you see an example, there are so many examples you can write by yourself also. For example, mango seed, mango, apple, guava. Some have a lot of seeds, some have only one seed, some have more than 3, 4, 5, these kind of seeds. And these number seeds, apple, avocado, right? So, you know what? Seeds are alive. Do you know that? Have you ever wondered that whether seeds are alive or dead? So you must wonder to know that seeds are alive. You know what? Why? Because seeds is the thing which can grow a new plant, which can convert into a new plant. So seeds are what? Seeds are alive. Seeds are alive. You must wonder to know that seeds are alive because a seed can grow into a new plant, right? Because seeds are alive, because seeds can grow. It looks like a dead. It looks like a dead, but it's not a dead. It is what? It is alive because it can grow. It can grow in a new plant. Grow in a new plant. Right. So this is the function of seeds. Fine. So how it grow in a new plant, that we are going to study. Fine. So when you see, look, you can take an example, or you can perform some activities also at your home. Just take a seed. You can take one piece of gram, and what you have to do, you just have to soak the gram in the water, and after some time, you will observe there is a um, tail growing from that gram. Fine. So what is that tail? If you put inside the soil, you will observe that a new sapling will start growing. Fine. So that's how we can consider that seeds are alive. Fine. So see, this is the next term, that is embryo. What is embryo? What is embryo? Embryo is the tiny plant inside the seeds. How seeds can grow how seeds grow in a new plant? Through the embryo. Through the embryo. So embryo, the tiny plant. What is that? The tiny plant. The tiny plant inside the seeds. Inside the seeds. Inside the seeds or inside the seed is called embryo. Embryo is called embryo. Right? It's called embryo. And you know what? What is the another function of the seed? Seed can also store the food for the plant. Seed can store food. Seed can store food for the plant. Right. So I'm drawing the diagram of the seed. It is visible. See, suppose this is a seed. This is a seed. From here, it can grow into a new plant. Right? It can grow into a new plant. And here, the seed here stores food. In this part, seed stores food. Here, seed stores food. Right? Store food. This is a seed. This is a diagram of seed. And we can consider after a few minutes or after some time, we will also study about the monolid and monopod and dipod. Okay, about the seed. Like what is the dipod? Two part of the seeds. Like if you take a piece of gram, you will see that when you slit the gram, you will find that two parts of the gram. Right, right. So that's how, and we will call that a dipod. Okay. That here, this part, it can store food. Fine. And what is that? What is that? It is star. It is star. Fine. Where seed was joined to fruit. Where seed was joined to where seed joined to fruit. Okay, it's visible. Fine. So this is the basic diagram of the seed, their food storage. Here is the place where seeds store the food and provide the food to the growing plant. Fine. This is the scar where seed join to fruit. Okay. And if you draw a particular diagram, like there is another layer on the seed. There's another layer on the seed. Fine. And from here, seed start growing. From here, seed start growing into a plant. Fine. So this is known as embryo. This is known as embryo. This is known as embryo. And the outer layer, this layer is known as seed coat. This layer is known as seed coat. Okay? This layer is known as seed coat. I hope you understand. What is seed? This is the basic diagram of the seed. Fine. The scar where seed joined to the fruit. And this is the from where the part where the shoot started growing is embryo. Fine. And this is the inner layer which is known as seed coat. Okay. It's known as seed coat. You know what? Why seeds store food? The question is why seeds store food? Do you know? Seed store food. Seed store food because why do we need food? Why do we need food? This is the basic question that why do we need food? We need food to get nutrition, to get nutrients so that we can grow well, we can grow healthy, our body always feel energetic. That's why we need food. And so plant also need food. And so, but if plant is not growing, and you can consider seed as an infant child, that infant child also needs some food, some kind of food, but we cannot give them a solid food. We can give them a liquid food. And just like that, seeds also need food. Why it need food? So that it can provide some nutrition to the growing plant. Okay, so to the growing plant, seed store food because it gives the nutrients. It gives the nutrients. It gives the nutrients in the form of nutrients to the growing plant or to the part of the shoots or growing plant. We can see that embryo in the form of starch. In the form of starch. In the form of starch. Hope it is clear. Starch, right? Carbs, and carbohydrate, right? Carbohydrates, proteins, right? Carbohydrates and proteins. Proteins, fine. Why? To help the embryo to germinate, and after germinating, it will convert into a tiny sapling, and after that, a sapling can convert into a small plant, and after that, a small plant can grow into a big tree. It is possible, right? Protein to help the embryo germination. To help the embryo. This is the embryo. This part is the embryo, which will convert after it will get food and it will get nutrients, so it will grow into a small plant or a shoot part and a root part. Fine. Help embryo germination. Do you know what is germination? Do you know what is germination? Mutahar. Do you know what is germination? If you don't know, don't worry. I'll explain. Right. So this is the layer of the seeds. This is the structure of the seeds. This is the embryo. And you know what? What is this seed coat? Now we already studied about the why embryo is important, why seed store food. Fine. So, and the next question is why seed coat is important for the seed? Why seed coat is important for the seeds? See, this is the seed coat, an layer of the seed. So seed coat is important for the seed. Seed coat is important to the seed. You know what? Why? To protect the embryo. Seed coat is important, or seed coat important to protect the embryo. To protect the embryo. To protect the embryo from the physical stress, from the physical stress, such as, you know what is physical stress? Sometimes a weather effect, it can also affect the seeds also. If there is a wind blowing with a very high speed, so maybe the outer of the layer of the soil will remove and seed will open up and it cannot get enough water, enough sunlight. So that's why seed would protect the seed, protect the embryo actually. Because embryo is the part where the root system and the shoot system will develop. All right. So physical stress like such as shock, right? Shock, temperature, very harsh temperature or a very cold temperature, it will protect the embryo. Shock, temperature, variation or water damage. Temperature, variation or water damage. As I said, there is raining raining heavily, so maybe it is possible to expose the seeds from the soil, so it will protect. So seed coat will protect the embryo. Fine. I hope it is clear. Is there any doubt? You can write. Okay, Batahar, you can make notes. And if you want to say something, if I ask whether you are getting or not, you can write in your chat box. All right, so that I can understand. I will come to know that you are getting my point or you have any doubt. If you have any doubt, you can write in your chat box. Okay. That is necessary to write in your chat box so that I can understand that you are getting my point or whether you are understanding or not. All right. So here it is clear. Do you have any doubt? Yeah. Do you have any doubts? Still here? Do you have any doubt? And we have studied about the seeds. Still, we have studied about the seeds. All right. That's. So now, see, we have studied about the seeds, the part of the seeds, how seeds grow into embryo, and further embryo will start germinating. Right after germination, a plant will grow into a root system and a shoot system. So this is the initial process when you just put the seed into the soil. So this is the process from where germination starts. So what is germination? Germination is the initial process from a seed will start growing into a plant or a root system and a shoot system. Fine. So our next step and next point is what? Germination. Everybody is clear? Should I rub it? Or you are writing? Are you writing? You can make notes also. Okay? If you're writing, I'll wait. Otherwise, I'm gonna rub it. Okay? So our next topic is germination. The next topic is germination. You know what? What is germination? Germination is the initial process to grow a seed into a seedling or a small plant or a sapling. Fine. So seed germination Have you ever heard about the seed germination? Do you know anything about seed germination? Okay, are you writing? I have dropped it. Okay, so you can write from here. You don't know? All right, no problem. Seed germination is the basic process, very initial process, the basic process, very basic process of emerging a new plant, emerging a new plant or growing into a new plant. Okay, emerging a new plant from seed, all right, from seed. So germination is the very basic process when you just put the seed into the soil and seeds are getting enough getting water. It means the favorable condition means enough water, sunlight, carbon dioxide, or you can say air. So it means it will started growing because a seed will started converting into embryo, and then embryo will started growing into a root system and in the shoot system. So that's how I'm telling you that this is the very basic process of emerging or growing into a new plant from the seed. From what? From seed. Fine. Under favorable condition. Why I'm saying favorable condition? Because if you are giving, suppose you are having a pot at your home, you have just put a seed into the soil and you are giving water. You are giving water every day, and you're giving water, and seeds are getting enough air, but it's not getting light. It's not getting enough light, so your seed will not going to grow. Fine. So it will not going to grow. That's why. Give me a second, all right? Okay, so it will grow in from seed. Here now you got it, what I said? Do you have any doubts still here? Good, that's fine. So plant from the seed. So under the favorable condition. Now you got it? Why I'm telling you about the favorable condition. The favorable condition what? Sunlight, water, air, right? These are the favorable condition of any kind of plant, any kind of seeds to grow, to germinate. Fine. Seeds under favorable condition. Fine. Favorable condition. Okay. As I said, including water, sunlight, air, and what is this specifically air? Sunlight, air, and temperature, suitable temperature, and a temperature. Yeah? All right. You know what happens after that? When seed swallow enough amount of water, seeds absorb seed absorb enough amount of water. So seed swells up. What happened with the seed? seed swells up. Fine. Seed swells up and leading to the seed pod burst. After that, seed pod. The seed pod you have seed. And I'm drawing right now. This is the seed pod. So when it gets adequate amount of water or enough amount of water, so seed pod will break down and the embryo will start growing. Fine. Seed germinate. Seed germinate in the presence of suitable condition or, and what is the suitable condition? Favorable condition. So if you want to write it or you don't want to write, just let it be. Okay. See, on absorbing adequate amount of water or a sufficient amount of water, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay. Wherever you feel that you are not getting my point, you're not understanding, you just have to ask me. All right. When absorbing adequate amount of water, the seed swells up. The seed swells up. Swells up and will bigger in the size. All right. Swells up and burst. Swells up, leading to the seed burst. Leading to the seed burst. Okay. Seed coat. Seed coat burst. Okay. Seed coat bursting. Right. And after bursting the seed, it gives rise to a baby plant called seedling. And after bursting the seed coat, the embryo will start growing and it will lead growing into a sapling or a what? Seedling. You can call it seedling. Right? I'll draw a picture also. It gives rise. To a baby plant. Baby plant called seedling. Right? Okay. And the embryo here the embryo receive nourishment from the cotyledon till the root system is developed. Here, the embryo needs nourishment from the cotyledon. You know what is cotyledon? As I told you already. What is cotyledon? The outer layer of the seed. Fine. Cotyledon and till the root system will develop. As I said, embryo will start growing into the root system and the shoot system. Fine. If you have book, you can see the picture which is mentioned in your book. Under the germination, there is a stage, there's a levels of the germination. You can refer your book. Fine. It gives rise to a baby plant called seedling. Yeah. Another point which is mentioning germination. I hope it is clear to you. Is there any doubt? Uttar, is there any doubt till here? Are you getting what is do you understand what is germination till here? Okay, that's it. The last point is the embryo receives nourishment. Receives from where? The part where food is stored in the seed. The embryo receives nourishment, receives nourishment, nourishment in the sense nutrients, and nutrients, right, from the cotyledon, from the cotyledon, from the cotyledon, or from the part where food is stored, from the cotyledon, from the cotyledon, the embryo receives the nourishment from the cotyledon till the root system will grow. Root system is develop or grow. Develop. Root system is develop. And underneath, you can draw a level of the germination. You can refer your book also, which is mentioned, there is a diagram in your book. So you can refer or you can draw a diagram from your book, right? I'm not drawing a diagram of germination, the level of germination, but you can draw, right? By referring your book. All right. See, we have already studied about the seeds, fine, and seeds and how it is, why it is important, how it grows, what is the suitable conditions, and we have already studied about the germination, the initial process of growing a seedling from the seed, fine. So now we are going to understand about the necessary condition to grow a plant. Here we have understood about the seedling and how seeds grow into a seedling. But now we are going to understand about the necessary condition of growing a plant. Okay? Necessary condition of growing a plant. Necessary condition of growing a plant. What is the necessary condition of growing a plant? So there are several conditions. There are several necessary conditions to grow a plant. So what is that particular condition? First one is water. Because without water, a plant cannot grow. If you want to perform an activity to see, search that whether plant is important or not, so you can perform at your home also. Just take a pot and put the seeds inside that. When seed will grow into a seedling, then stop giving a water to the seedling. So after some time, you will observe that particular seedling will stop growing, or it will ultimately, you will call it that it will die. Why it will die? Because you are not giving it enough water. Because if you're not giving it enough water to the plant or to the seedling, it means it cannot perform photosynthesis or it cannot make their food. So for preparing its food, you know what? We all need food. Me, you, and every living organism, whether it is a microorganism, whether it is a macroorganism. You know what is micro and macro? You know what is micro and macro? Do you know? Micro and macro. Micro means the organism. If you want to see those organisms, you need a microscope. You need a microscope, or which is made of only one cell. I hope you know that our body or every living organism is made up of cells. Our body is made up of cells. So when million of cells combines together, and similar kind of cells combines together, it makes tissues, and similar kind of tissues makes organs, and organ systems combines together, it will make what? Organ system, and organ system makes our body, right? So it means the basic unit of our life is what? It is cell, isn't it? It is cell. So microorganism is the organism which we cannot see with our naked eyes. Microorganism, it means we cannot see with our naked eyes. And macro is bigger, way bigger, bigger. You don't need to see with a microscope, like human being, animals, plants, and whatever living organism you are able to see with your naked eyes, those are known as macroorganisms. It means their body is made of more than one cell. Microorganism, you're not able to see with your naked eyes. For example, bacteria, fungus. But there are some examples of fungus also, like mushroom. Mushroom is also a fungus. But that is what? That is a macroorganism. But the yeast is also a family. Yeast also belong the family of fungus. When you will grow and you will go to your senior classes, you will come to know about this, right? Microbes, those who we cannot see with our naked eyes, right? As I said, so the first necessary condition of growing plant is what? It is water. It is what? It is water. Second one is, now you tell me, temperature, not too harsh, or it means not too harsh, it means not too hot, not too cold. A moderate temperature or enough warmth. Fine. So first of all is water. Second one is warmth or temperature. Fine. Sunlight. Sunlight. Fine. Air. Sunlight. Air. These are the necessary conditions. All right. So one by one, you will understand that how water is important, how warmth is important, how sunlight is important, and how air is important. Do you have any idea about that? Why water is important? Do you have any idea how water is important for the plant? As I said, water. Plant needs water. Plant needs water. Needs water. Right? Why? To perform the photosynthesis. Do you know what's photosynthesis? Do you have any idea about photosynthesis? It's a very basic question. Do you have any idea about the photosynthesis? No? You haven't studied about the photosynthesis? It's a very basic term. I think you have studied in your junior classes also. Photosynthesis is the process of making food by plant. Photosynthesis is the process by which it is the process you can write down in your notebook. It is the process by which it is visible, plant make their own food. Plant make their own food in the presence of or by using water, sunlight, air in the sense carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide and chlorophyll. You don't know, doesn't matter. This is the process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants make their own food by using water, sunlight, carbon dioxide, and chlorophyll. What is chlorophyll? If you don't know, no need to worry. When you grow up, when you go to the senior classes, then you will come to know what is chlorophyll. Actually, let me tell you about the chlorophyll. You have seen many green plants. You see the you are able to see the color of the plant, which is green in color. You know what? Why the pigment is green of plants? Because of chlorophyll. Because yeah, sure, you can go to drink water. Of course, you can. So this is what? This is photosynthesis. Plant need water so that they can make their food. They can have a strong stem and firm leaves and able to make food. Plant needs water so that they can have firm leaves. Firm leaves. Are you back now? See, here you have understood about the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a very, very important procedure of a plant, which that's how a green plant only. You know, a green plant, there are many plants which is not green. You will also study about that. Okay, we will study later that whether some plants are not green in color, but only the you know what? This is the ability of green plant which can make their own food. That's why they are known as, they are called autotrophs. You know, have you ever heard about the autotrophs? Because plant has ability to make their own food. You know, plant cannot go here and there to get food. They cannot go to the shop. They cannot grow their food. So that's why plant has ability. They stand still at their place. So they have ability to make their own food from the inorganic source. So what is that inorganic source? So these are like water, air, sunlight. These are the inorganic source. By using these things, plants can make their food. So that's why this process is known as photosynthesis. You know what? So water is a very important part or very essential condition to grow a plant, to become alive. It is a very necessary condition of plant to become alive. So why water is important? Water is important because plant needs water so that they can have a strong stem. They can have strong stem and firm roots and leaves. And plant also need water to prepare food. As I said, photosynthesis. The process of photosynthesis, to prepare food by the process of photosynthesis. You know what? Do you have plant at your home? So you can observe that we all are having a plant at our home. So we all are giving water on an everyday basis. It depends on the types of plant, and whether it's a succulent plant or a normal plant. Some plant needs more water, some plant needs less water, right? Because you can observe that which type of plant needs some more water and which type of plant. If you don't understand and if you're not getting that, how would I know that some plants need, which type of plant needs more water and which type of plant needs less water. So here you can understand, if you see the plant, so you will observe that the plant which are having a thin leaves, so the plant which are having a thin leaf, they need more water. Because if the plant, they are having a thin leaf, it transpirates more water. It lost more water. That's why they need the water on an everyday basis. We should watering a plant on an everyday basis. But there, on the other hand, there are some kind of plant which is found in a desert area, like a cactus plant or a succulent plant. They have a thick leaf, a thick kind of leaf, or when you cut the leaf from in between, so you will find a jelly-like structure, right? You cut, you find a jelly-like structure. It means those kind of plants need a less amount of water because it stores the water in and stores the food under the leaf. That's how, and that's why you will find when you cut the leaf from in between, you will find a jelly-like substance. That jelly-like substance is what? It's a stored food. You get it, what I said? So, from where plant get water? Plant get water from the roots. Because every day we give water to the plant where? To the soil. And the root is where? Root is penetrated inside the soil. Right, isn't it? See, if you're having a pot at your home, you must have observed that if you're growing a plant, we all love plants. If you're growing a plant, you can draw according to your choice. Right. So if you're growing a plant, suppose you're growing a plant. You can grow well plants. I'm just growing, I'm not good in drawing, actually. Suppose this is a plant, the leaf. So what do? We just put water to the soil. Where we water the plant? To the soil or on the pot. On the pot, not on the plant. We give water to the roots so that root gains water, root absorb water, and through the roots, root absorb water, and from the root, it goes to the stem and water goes all parts of the plant. Fine. So that's why it goes to the leaves also and the other part of the plant also. So here, that's why, you know what, where plant make their food? Plant, where's the place? Where's the particular place where plant make their food? So leaf is the place. Leaves is the place. Leaves is the place where plant make their food. Plant make their food. It cannot make their food anywhere. No. Generally, it to make their food in the leaves. And if there are many kind of plants, you can raise some question that if there will be no leaves on the plant, so on that condition, plant make their food on the stem. Where? On the stem. So have you observed that what is the color of the leaves? It is green. What is the color of the growing stem? It is also a green. It means why it is a green in color? Why it is green in color? Because of chlorophyll. You know what? Why? Because of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll provides the green pigment to the plant. That's why chlorophyll is also important. But that is not a necessary condition of growing plant. We are understanding the condition of growing plant, not making food. That's why chlorophyll is not came in these categories. I hope you understand. Condition is what? Water. And the second condition is what? Warmth. Second condition is warm. Second condition is warm. Plants grow best when they get warm. Plant grow best when they get enough warmth. Right, when they get warm. Right? And it means it should not be too hot or too cold. It means it should not too cold or too hot. Be too hot or too cold condition. Okay? Because if there is a too cold condition, plant too cold, if there is a temperature is too much low or the weather is too much cold, plants cannot grow well. And if there will be a too much hot weather, plant will also, the stem, the leaves will what? It will dry up. And the water, why dry up? Because the rate of transpiration will increase and it will not get or not absorb enough water. That's why the plant cannot grow in a harsh condition. Fine. That's why warmth is important. Warmth means it means a moderate condition, not too hot, not too cold. Fine. Next one is sunlight. Next one is sunlight. Are you writing? Are you writing? Tahar, are you writing? Good, good, good. Okay. Okay, good. Am I audible properly? Are you writing? Next one is sunlight. Next one is what? Sunlight. Okay, all right. So plant needs sunlight. Why plant needs sunlight? Plant needs sunlight. Plant needs sunlight. You know what? Why? As I said, plant needs sunlight to gain energy. To gain energy. To gain energy. And there's another reason is also there. To gain energy and to make their food. To gain energy and also to make their food. To make their food. Their food or to prepare their food. Okay? And if plant doesn't get enough light, stem become weak, plant will die. What will happen? Plant will not get enough sunlight. If plant will not get enough sunlight, give me a second. If plant will not get enough sunlight, what will happen? The stem become weak. The stem become weak. Wait a second. the stem becomes weak, and ultimately plant will die. Ultimately, plant will die. Plant will die. Is it clear till here? If you have any doubt, you can ask. Is it clear till here? Done? Do you have any doubt till here? That's it. All right. If you have any doubt, you can ask. All right. So this is the another necessary condition, like sunlight, warmth, water. The next condition and next very important condition is air. See, the next necessary condition is air. Here is the most important thing, or a most important condition for all the living organism, whether it is a macro or a microorganism. Fine, it is very much necessary. If there will be no air, no living organism can survive. That's why Earth is the only planet. Earth is the only planet where life is possible. Because there are other several planets also, but life is not possible on that planet. You know why? Because Earth has a certain necessary condition to promote life, right? So on these conditions, air is one of those important conditions. That's why life is possible, right? So plant are living organism. I hope you know this, that plants are living organism. That's why why we consider a living organism, plant in a living organism? Because to become a living, it is necessary to grow regularly. So plant grow on a regular basis. That's why we'll consider it in a living organism. And the most important thing is plant make their own food. Fine. That's why we will consider it in a living organism. So air is what? Air. Plants are also a living organism. Plants are living organisms. Plants are living organism or living thing. You can write organism or a thing, but this will be better to write things. Plants are living thing. Plants are living thing, and living thing needs air. And living thing needs air. Living thing needs air. Need air, right? And plants need carbon. And why? Living thing need air. Why need air? To grow. And there's another reason why plant need air. And plant need air to prepare their food. To prepare their food. Fine. And release oxygen. Plant need air. And which air plant need? Plant need specifically carbon dioxide. Which air? Carbon dioxide. Plant need carbon dioxide to prepare their food. And you know what? Plant releases oxygen. Plant releases oxygen. But oxygen is the waste for the plant. But you all know, and we all know, that oxygen is necessary for the human being. Oxygen is necessary for us to breathe. So plant need carbon dioxide to prepare its food and to release what? Oxygen. Oxygen, which is very much important for us. Right? That's how air is important for the plant. right? So this was your chapter. Do you have any doubt till here? See, we have already studied about the how seed grow, the germination process, fine? So you are having a question or activity in your book also, which is the germination process. You can perform an activity at your home also. The germination process you can also perform at your home. You just have to take a seed, whatever seed you are having, you can take and just soak overnight. After some time, or after another day or 1 or 2 days, you will observe that there's a change in your seeds. You will observe the change. What is the change? That the seed will started growing from the backside, or there is a tail growing from the backside. So that tail, it means what? It is growing into a new seedling. Fine. So this is the process of germination. Here you can perform an activity at your home also. Fine. And there is some question in your book, that is a page number 9. And why do seed needs to absorb water? Why it needs to absorb water? Because I've already explained you, seeds needs water because they can have strong stem, so that stem should be strong, and to prepare its food. That's why plant needs or seed needs water. Seed needs water to germinate. Basically, seed needs water to germinate, right? To grow into seedling. That's why seed needs water. There's a question you can write in your homework, page number 9. Write in your notebook that you are having a homework, which is page number 9, question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? You have to write the answer. You have to write by your own, and you have to submit on the group. All right? Have you written? Have you written homework? Write the homework. That is page number 9. Question number, page number 9, question 1 to 5. You have to complete all these questions. I just want to know whether you understood or not. Okay? Have you written? See, plant and light, I've already told you. Okay, please write. Page number 9. There's a page number 9. That's your homework from question number 1 to 5. You have to complete it. All right? There's an activity in your book which is given plant and light. Plant and light. That you have to take a pot with a plant. Fine. So you have to do what you have to do. You have to keep the plant. You can take 2 plant or 2 pot. One, you have to keep one plant under the sun and another one away from the sunlight. So after a few days, you will observe the change, that the plant which you have put under the sun, that is growing properly. That's growing very well, right? But the plant you kept away from the sun, which are not getting enough sunlight, you will observe that the plant started drooping, or it will started like drooping, or it will like after some time it will die. That's how you can consider that plant needs what? Sunlight. Fine. So this was your whole chapter. There's nothing else in this chapter. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay. Good. If you have done writing, that's very good. So that was your whole chapter. Whatever I have taught you today, that was your whole chapter. Yeah, good. Very good. Very good. You've written. You have completed your writing. That's very good. So that was your full chapter. If you have any doubt, you can ask me, because in our next class, we will study our next chapter. Okay? All right. All right. So that's all for today. I hope you understood whatever I have taught you, each and every topics. All right. So you have to complete your homework. In our next class, we will study further the next chapter. Till, all right. Bye-bye.